I mean, if you start on the dream of standing on the Olympic rostrum, the odds are you're not going to make it. Anything can happen. Yeah. But that's not the mindset, is it? The mindset is that's where I'm going, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to go off course, I'm going to come back on course, I'm going to work with other people, have a coach, surround myself with talent, learn, grow, train, all that sort of obvious stuff to the athlete. But it's the same for mindset for someone who takes that step into running their own agency.
I think the only difference is we only allow experienced agents to join.
True.
But that's where that, where we hope that most agents will hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And because they know, what a vendor is, how to deal with the down valuation and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, the mindset thing it's probably the most important thing. It's the mindset for sure.
So what would you say to someone, budding agent who is thinking about this and maybe just heard of it, and what would be the initial messaging that you would want to share?
Do as much research as you can, and really take time. I hesitate to say take time to discover whether you've got that mindset or not, because there are people who don't realise they've got that mindset, and actually they have, and they can be relentless and consistent. So I suppose it is taking a plunge. It really is just backing yourself. And if you are prepared to put the hard work in, and if you know you're a hard worker, if you know, as a youngster, I used to go into my office on my days off on a Wednesday. I had every other Wednesday off, worked every other Saturday, and I'd go in on my Wednesdays off, and I'd go on my Saturdays off. I knew I'd worked harder than anyone else at my year at school. I was fairly entrepreneurial, but I think the hard work is probably the key element. If you are that, then look into it and definitely take action.
I've heard also, of course, getting started in hard work. So it's like, again, same as being an athlete. But getting that balance is key, right? And it does offer a lifestyle that's quite different to working in a JOB, right? In a typical agency. Is that right?
Yeah. But I always say to people, the first 6 to 9 months, you'll probably work harder than as a self-employed owner, business owner, to get the thing moving. Yeah. But then after that 9 months, that 6, 9, 12 months, depending on how well known you are in your area, there's a few factors we've spotted over the last 2, 3, 4 years. But then leads just start coming to you, recommend to start. That's where it's not being like an athlete. Is once you've got it's that first year that's like being an athlete. The rest of it is recommendations, referrals. You've done a great job for people. That just takes a long time to wash through for that message to land.
Done all the hard work, sit back. A bit like being a track athlete then.
Yeah. But the thing about it is that it's not for everybody. I think not everyone. For some people, it's right to they like the environment of going into the office every day and having the popular brand and houses coming to you just because of the brand. They're not having to go out and get the houses really, and that's fine. But for someone who likes the idea of taking accountability, likes the idea of having the freedom to be as creative as they want to be, not someone telling them what they should or shouldn't do, EXP sounds like an ideal vehicle for not just being a really successful agent, but actually for fulfilling your personal goals as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean that. As I said a minute ago, if I was given the choice between EXP or starting my own business, with all the knowledge I've got, it would be EXP because it would fulfil the personal goals of starting a business, building a business, growing a business, and ideally, ultimately, hopefully exiting that business as well at some point.
And you talk about that because there are really 3 income opportunities with EXP, because of course there's the commission from your house sales, but there's also you get equity in the company, we get global stock by just being an EXP agent. Can you expand on that a bit?
Yeah, so EXP is a publicly traded company. EXP World Holdings, publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. We reward agents with stock, equity shares in that business upon selling houses, either their first house every year, every single house sale if they opt in, on capping, on bringing other agents into the business to sell their first house. And those shares are gifted in many cases to that agent. If the agent stays for a period of time, then they can exercise those shares at the share price that it is at the time that they can exercise them. Share price can go down as well as up. I'm supposed to say that. But that gives people a potential exit in the future. But not only that, the most important thing here is it changes the culture.
But it also changes the mindset, because it means you have ownership of the business.
Yes.
And as small as it may be, to actually have equity in the business that you're part of is a rare thing in a stage, isn't it?
Yeah,
for everybody. Every agent has that.
Very rare, yeah, very rare. But you look at other models, for example, like the John Lewis partnership. Every partner, every person that's employed there is a partner, and they share
a sense of ownership.
Sense of belonging.
Yeah.
You care about that business.
Responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility. Exactly.
We had the pleasure and privilege last year through you to spend some time with Glenn Sanford, who is the original founder of EXP. And what is very clear by either talking to him or everything out there you can hear or read about him and why he set up EXP, it is agent focused.
Yeah.
This is every decision he has made, the model he has created is about the agents getting what the agents should get, and encouraging agents to encourage other agents to be involved, and it's a win-win collaborative sharing of it, because of course the overheads just aren't there in a traditional business, so he's putting the money back into the agents.
Yeah, 100%, and that also the mindset, the agent-centric mindset comes from owning part of the business as well.
Yeah, of course.
And so the agents own part of the business, they want the business to succeed, so they give me ideas about how I can help them. Then I go back to the drawing board and say, right, can this help the agents? Yes, it can, or we'll implement it, or no, it can't, let's just park that one. And it becomes a cyclical sort of thing where everyone is aiming for the same goal, and that's to keep building the business, because it's going to help building everyone's wealth. It's not all about the money, but it's about the journey as well, and that's part of the journey.
It's interesting you say, that sense of responsibility and being part of the journey, and it's important when you think about the end user and the consumer. I know you say it's all about the agent, but I had the pleasure to thank you for the opportunity to sell a house through EXP recently, and it was a great experience because it was end to end, and that sense of responsibility came through as an end user, and presume that's part of the sales pitch. As an agent, when you're trying to attract prospects, that's one of the key things, right?
Yeah, I think because the agent has their own name above the door, and again, I've always done things in the industry for the consumer. I think the consumer has not had a full good estate agent experience for years and years, decades probably, and that was always what I was trying to fix back in 2006 with my old business. Didn't manage it, because what happens is I created a brand, then I created staff underneath it, and those staff will never care quite as much as the owner. Whereas with this business model, everybody is their owner of their own business and an owner of EXP. So therefore, everyone wins. The customer wins most importantly, because that agent feels responsible, they have a reputation to uphold, and it's their name on the line, basically, if they deliver a poor service.
Brilliant. Well, look, we've taken enough of your time. Thank you for coming and chatting to us. We hope to make you very busy. And all the best for the future. It sounds like you are going to be.